Jim Jones Award is something that I think is probably the one thing that would connect players from the 60s all through the 70s, 80s, 90s, and to our current players. They all have heard that name before.
Well, Jim obviously was an individual, was a teammate here, was a Navy ROTC player like Coach Corrado was. Not an MVP, but a young man. Apparently guys really appreciated on the team, was a great teammate. People liked him an awful lot.
Very competitive guy, and you know, and a good athlete. But I think more than anything, he had a great heart in the way he played and the energy he put into the game.
During the late 60s, he went off to Vietnam and was killed in service there.
When I was a player here and a coach here, the Jimmy Jones Award was really something very, very special. It honored one of our comrades who'd fallen in Vietnam, and Vietnam was a part of everyone's life in those days.
When I was at Villanova, it was towards the tail end of the Vietnam War. And as we recognized back then, that if you weren't in college, you were probably in Vietnam.
If you flunked out of Villanova, your next stop was Vietnam. If you graduated Villanova, your next stop was Vietnam. No matter how you looked at it, you were going to Vietnam.
And that's why it was such a serious, great award that was started back that long ago, and it meant a lot to the team during that time frame, and it meant a lot to the honoree.
Everybody has a chance to be a Jim Jones winner when they come here, and it really meant a lot to me just knowing what I know about Jim Jones. He was a Villanova Lacrosse player, was shot down in Vietnam as a fighter pilot, and his brotherhood, the guys that he played with, put this award together. And it's a very, very big honor to me, and one of the things I'm most proud of my college career, for sure.
During my time, the guys that won that award were kind of like glue type guys, if you know what I mean by that, on the team. The guys you kind of have to have. And I mean that not necessarily when they were practicing or playing, but from a team chemistry standpoint, whether it be the locker room or social settings, or just really that guy who makes the connection between the older guys on the team and the younger guys on the team. You know, that's truly a leadership award more than anything, and really a good guy type of award.
Jim Jones Award to me is all about understanding that you're a part of a team and that your role on the team may not be what you want it to be, but for the team to be as successful as it can be, you have to play that role.
You got the fact that the alumni, when they got the announcement who the awards were that year, the first thing they looked at was Jim Jones, not the MVP and the Rookie of the Year. That was a very special award that is very thoughtful of the university and particularly the men's lacrosse team.
When you look down the list of recipients, it doesn't miss. The character, you know, of the people who won that are the highest character on the team.
It recognizes somebody who whether it's a coach or a player, who the other players recognize has gone beyond the call of duty for the team.
I admire every one of them. They have great character, and they have a great set of responsibility to themselves and their family and the program, and to be part of those guys, it feels really good.
Whenever you get an award, it's about dedication or your commitment to the team. It's special. When someone takes the time to recognize not only what you've done on the field, but off the field as well, that's a special award. And as you look back and look at all the members that have received, or the teammates who have received that award, there's always a special story there.
You know, I never knew Jim Jones, but I got to know the tradition well.
I had the pleasure of playing with him and knowing him, and so that means more to me probably than the award.
When I think back on Jim Jones and, you know, giving his life for the country, and a very dedicated player and loved Villanova, was the tradition that was passed on to us when we were here. I kind of see it as the pinnacle of any award you'd get here as a Villanova lacrosse player.